Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're excited to have you here to learn more about Acclaim Modular Systems. My name is Michael Giardina. I'm the product manager for Acclaim Lighting. Joining me today is John Thobe. He's a regional sales manager here at Acclaim. And our national sales manager, Blaine Engel, is here, and he'll be monitoring the chat room.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah, right. Happy lunch.
So before we get started, we want to ask you, if you have any questions during the presentation, please send them to the Q&A module. And you can also take our 3-question poll that's over in the polls section. And you can definitely, we will answer the questions as we go based on the content, but we will definitely try and stay after if you need any assistance with any other questions. So starting off, we wanted to give you a general idea of what AMS is and how we are using it here at Acclaim to drive our product line forward. Acclaim Modular Systems was a platform developed from scratch by the team here in Los Angeles. The first product that we offered on the platform was Linear One, our white light exterior and interior linear series. AMS products are designed from the ground up to be modular. This modular foundation is key to the AMS system and the main focus of the fixture designs. We start with a concept of how this product can be useful for as many people as possible and as many projects as possible, and go from there. The modular platform requires that key components be completely interchangeable or quickly adjustable. Any AMS fixture will have this element as one of its biggest features. By doing this, we can offer many more product options that may have not been possible previously. These include color temperature options, optics, and mounting options. As an example, our previous linear series, Dynagraze and Cove, only had 6 beam angles in total, whereas its replacement, Linear One, has double that number of available optics. To be clear, our primary objective with AMS is to build and ship fixtures for nearly any size project within days, not months. Since launching Linear One, we have reduced the ship time to our clients by 85% with fixtures built on the Linear One platform. So ultimately, this project is here to benefit you, the clients, and ensure we are providing the best lead time that we possibly can.
I like your backdrop, Michael. Finished production live in LA.
Echo Park.
Right.
So moving on, that was the basics. So moving on to why modular. Why did we choose modular as the basis for this system? So the first thing we considered with AMS is how we as a company can have better control over the options and features that we offer. So a key hang-up on some designs is that we may have some, but not all the components needed to provide all the options we want to put on a fixture. So as an example, with Linear One, there wasn't an optic available on the market that could provide all 12 of the beam angles we wanted to offer. But by making that system modular and customizable on a single optic with high transmission filters, we were able to get that done. Next, we know everyone has different needs for the same fixture, so we want to ensure that options we do offer are practical and useful in many different applications. At the end of the day, we still need to be able to sell these options, and so we have to know what's popular on the market and currently keeping an eye on what may be popular in the future. When we build on the AMS platform, we can make those adjustments and come to market relatively quickly. Another key reason for the modularity is to ensure the easy servicing of a fixture. If for whatever reason our dedicated support team needs to work on a fixture or diagnose a problem, having that modular basis can make troubleshooting and repair of the fixture happen more quickly and with less cost overall. It may be that we do not need to replace an entire fixture, perhaps only the removable LED module.
Michael, wouldn't you say, you know, this is where the universal bin comes in as well, and like the service component? So with the modular system, we're always able to ensure, say, a replacement fixture, the LED will match, you know, what was previously shipped 3 years ago. Or we can service the module, like remove the components, the LED components, and put them on a new power supply base component. So the whole idea of having the stackable assembly allows us to interchange any of the parts on a service level and on a production level.
Yeah, that's correct. And what John's talking about there is our bin one feature for linear one, which means that over the lifetime of our linear one fixtures, we are only going to be using a single bin per any device. So we can swap that unit out 6 months after if it needs a repair, and it will be it'll give you same color consistency with the units you already have on site. So that was a basis on why we switched to modular. And so here's the section where we talk about how AMS actually makes things happen faster in the real world. So first off, the majority of our AMS assemblies are toolless, meaning one of our techs can create it in seconds without having to fuss with too many screws or separate assemblies. And this is really beneficial on the production line because they can move through it relatively quickly and without needing to grab this tool and that tool as they're assembling them. Second, as I mentioned earlier, when dealing with beam options, we use quick swap light shaping filters that provide up to 92% light transmission. And these assemblies are also generally toolless for quick installation right into the light. We partner with a company here in Torrance called Luminate, and they provide most of our light shaping filters. Both of those systems make it easy for our LA assembly team to turn around orders quickly, generally within 10 days, no matter the configuration. That is really the key here. While quick ship programs are helpful, they don't always work when you need the less popular optic or the less popular color temperature. So AMS solves this completely and makes every option available in a timely manner. In addition to these more traditional assemblies, where we are putting the component puzzle pieces together, we have been working on a new breed of AMS fixtures that have user adjustable options with everything built into a single fixture. We'll show you some of these new designs shortly, but know this type of AMS fixture can be delivered even more rapidly as it does not need to go through a traditional assembly process at all, but can provide you with all the options that you need. So that's kind of a primer for AMS and what it is and how we can utilize it. So now we're going to go into the specific anatomy of an AMS fixture. Now this can vary from fixture to fixture in terms of the exact options, but note this is generally consistent as a concept for all the AMS fixtures. So we're looking at an exploded view of linear one. So first we have the core kit. The core kit is the main housing, and it includes the connections to the external cables for power and control, an internal 100 to 277 volt transformer, and in the case of linear one, 0 to 10 volt dimming circuitry. So all that is housed in the core kit, and it is the primary assembly of an AMS system. Next, we have the color kit. So typically the color kit is going to be the LED PCB in the color temperature that you want. Now, sometimes this includes the narrow native optic already installed, but in the case of linear one, it's simply the LEDs on a custom graphite board. And that's the color kit. And lastly, we have the optic kit. The optic kit is that high transmission light shaping filter we previously touched on. And in the case of linear one, it also includes the narrow 10-degree optics that the filter sits on top of. So these three assemblies are what make up an AMS system. Core kits, and I'm going to kick it over to John here. He can show you each of these in person.
All right, so you guys can see this is the fully assembled outdoor fixture. What Michael's talking about component-wise This is the flexible graphite PCB. You guys can see it's actually pretty slick. So because it's graphite, it does direct heat transfer into the body of the base unit, the core kit. This is part of that toolless assembly that Mike was talking about. So all it has to be, it's held in by compression. There's none of that weird like LED glue stuff on the back of the board. Again, that's how these fixtures are component interchangeable. Here's a really good example, kind of a close-up of that optic kit. You can see we have the base collimator, kind of that traditional format for LED. And then this is the luminant film. It is a pure holographic plastic, and that's how we do our redistribution of optics. And it's kind of hard to get an angle there, but what it does is it's a prismatic plastic, so it does just a clean redistribution of the base beam angle. Again, everything kind of stacks up. You can see these little rubber bumper pads. That's the compression that holds everything down, stacks like Legos. The top lens is fitted on, and it holds everything in place. Same time, just so you know, like with these linear fixtures, a lot of times we'll be using glare shields or louver components. If those are ordered or part of a specification, this is another great feature. They're going to come installed on the fixtures. So when we're opening these things up, we're able to replace a traditional edge and install the glare shield and repackage the fixture ready to be installed. No additional work needed on site.
Thanks, John.
No problem.
All right, so let's take this concept and look at it on a different fixture. So we're looking at Flood 1, our newer compact affordable floodlight. You can see here that the core kit would be fully assembled, so nothing on the core kit needs to change here. That's the back portion of the fixture. The color kit offers 4 color temperatures, and you can see that the color kit includes the native optic as well. So that's what I was mentioning in the previous slide. Sometimes the native optic is part of the color kit, sometimes it's not. The optic kit is simply a placeholder here for the light shaping filter. So you can see that as a narrow little section there. And so all our assembly team needs to do is slide the filter into that, and it's ready to go on top of the color kit. So you can see how the same basic AMS principles apply to these different fixture styles, from a linear fixture to a floodlight to our downlight systems. So it can apply across all those. So we said a toolless based AMS fixture can be assembled very quickly. And now I'd like to show you how fast that actually is. So you can see this linear 1 unit can be assembled in less than a minute here. Let me get the video going.
That's an interior model, right, Michael?
Interior model, yes.
Yeah. So, and I know some of the question that comes up often about this stuff is, can you change it in the field, Michael? The interior fixture, say if I didn't like the optic that I bought, and I needed something narrower, or I had like weird, maybe it was too narrow and I had some like striation off the LED board and I wanted something a little softer. What would be the process of getting that adjusted? Could I send,
I would say consult our support team for that on a case-by-case basis, but technically it should be doable. But I would suggest you get our support team involved just to make sure they're doing it right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are instructions. My feeling on this is if it's interior, we're not dealing with any weather seals. You can see in the video, that was done in 40 seconds, 45 seconds, where the lens is physically popped off and just held via compression clip-in base on the base of the fixture.
Right, and definitely the interior version is best case scenario here. So with the exterior version, we have a couple of different screws involved as well to make sure that the IP66 rating is intact. So that does take a little longer, but it's more about showing you literally how fast we can do the assembly with these systems. And special thank you to Jerry on our team for being the hand model on that video. Well done. So one other thing I want to show you, we've talked a lot about options, but I want to show you how you can see all the available options for a fixture and build a custom spec sheet on our website. So if you go to any product page on our website, you'll go down to the configure your product section and get this video going. So you can note up the top left is the order code with some hashtags there for the blank areas. So you can select your version. This is the 12 watt per foot version. Select your length in a linear fixture, 1 foot or 4 foot. Select your LED color, 80 CRI, 3500K, and move over one more, and you've got all your optic options. So you can see all your options there. Select the one you want. And now if you notice back on the top right, top left, you've got the order code filled in. You can either copy that to the clipboard or you can generate a custom spec sheet. So you fill in a little bit of information about the project. And that is all optional, by the way. You don't have to fill in that information. And then click generate. And you're going to get a custom PDF with all that information on the project you filled in. And if you scroll to the specification area with the order code, it fills in the information for the exact fixture you're looking for. So that's an easy way to view the options for a product, create a custom spec sheet as you need it on our website. That's available for all fixtures that have options like that.
Just a side note, like standard cut sheets with all options available, you know, a traditional submittal that you would have to mark yourself that shows everything with the marked option, that's downloadable in that same exact window. You know, people prefer both methods.
Yeah, and that is also, that's available on all the pages as well. So let's dig a little bit into the AMS products. So we talked about Linear One as being the first AMS product. And it is also our most popular one at present. Linear One is available in an exterior or interior version. You can see both of them there. And both versions offer seamless linking. So if you look at the bottom of the slide here, you can see our 4-foot interior units placed side by side with no visible cables. So this provides a really clean look when fixtures are going to be out in the open and visible. John can show you that, the underside of the fixture here.
This is honestly one of my favorite features. As someone who sells like linear fixtures, this actually excites me. So we've got a pigtailed coil cable detail. So the idea is that these can be panel mounted end to end. And then when they're linked, you get that seamless visual look. This is the true for the interior and the exterior options. So there's none of that visible cable swooping, no additional link cable required. It's really designed to be a toolless clip and lock system for end-to-end linear installation.
Great. So Linear One offers 10 static colors with an 80 or 90 CRI. And we recently launched some warmer colors, 2100K and 2400K for the hospitality markets. You can also get a few static colors like red, green, blue, or amber. We have 12 different optics to cover any linear application, including asymmetric and batwing. The exterior unit is extremely durable with an IP66 rating. We have a high IK10 impact protection rating. 3D rating for bridges, 3G rating for bridges and vibration applications. And we also have a marine grade finish standard, which is really unique for the linear products. The dimming is also class leading down to 0% via 0 to 10 volt. And let's see here.
I mean, here, there we go. All the way down to 1% there. This dimmer clicks off, and you can see it clicks right back onto the base. So you get a really nice dimming, clean dimming curve on 0 to 10 with this fixture.
Great. All right. So that's the basis of our white light Linear One. So now what we'd like to talk about, and we're very excited to show you, is in the newest part of the Linear One line is Linear One DMX. So Linear One DMX, which will be coming out in the third quarter, will bring all the advantages of the AMS platform to color changing and dynamic white fixtures. We will offer RGBW with 3 options on that white. So you can get a 3000K RGBW with 3000K, RGBW with 4000K, RGBW with 5700K. It will also include a dynamic white option that will operate from 2400K to 5700K. 10 linear optics, all similar in performance to the white LED Linear One version. And we're up to 600 lumens per foot. So all the same durability and benefits of Linear One, but with the DMX version. So this will be kind of taking the place of our Dyna Gray's DMX series in our line. But because we're adding that modularity, it's going to, we think we're going to do really well with this product, and that everyone's going to be excited about seeing it. So John has a unit there.
Yeah. I mean, in general, I think of this as kind of a first of its kind variety. So we're launching quick ship, high performance color changing linear. As Michael mentioned, you could specify 3 different formats of RGBW. I mean, with the 3K, the 4K, or the cool white, an RGBA or a dynamic white. So, you know, that's 5 different chipsets that we offer as a standard, plus 10 different optics. And these are all going to be shipping in that 2 to 3 week lead time. So we're, you know, doing an interior and exterior version of this for those high performance linear applications. You can guys see it right here. I got a 4-footer with me. This is with the 4K. And you can see like it's lighting up my little studio here. This thing is super bright, very, very punchy for a color changing fixture. It has that same very cool, the cable detail to link them end to end, 90-degree hinge mounting feet. The one variation that makes it look visually a little different than the white light is it's got a square top. So we're doing a square format for the body instead of that more of a curvilinear form. But we're very excited about this. Me especially, you know, having worked with DMX fixtures in the industry for a number of years, this is going to solve a lot of problems on that lead time scenario. And we're going to be one of the first people, we are the first company that I know that's launching a quick ship format and color. So very excited about this.
Yeah, and the cable system is exactly the same as the white light linear one. So it you know, we're able to, again, building on that modular platform, we're able to reuse components, keep costs down, and make sure that the design works functionally for no matter the LED configuration, whether it's white light or color. And it also includes, you know, that doesn't get mentioned enough to me, but includes a built-in 90-degree bracket. So it has a lot of flexibility in terms of mounting just as a standard unit. And it also features that same seamless linking system. So if you have units side by side, you won't see those cables. And just to kind of touch on John's mentioning of the slight design change for this fixture, the squared off edges are to really help with making sure that color mixing blends at the fixture. So we don't see, because we are still using individual chips just for a size consideration for this fixture, having that raised a bit cleans up a lot of any kind of striation you would see at the bottom of the fixture. So that's Linear One DMX. So moving on to our floodlights on AMS. Introduced last year, Flood One EO is a compact, affordable LED floodlight. It's the first floodlight built on the AMS platform. It features 4 static color white temperatures and 6 different optics. It will give you up to 80 feet of throw in its most narrow optic. It bests the DynaFlood HO, which is the unit that it's replacing, with 25% more output. It features better durability, including an IP66 rating and 3G vibration for bridge applications.
Awesome. I got the fixture here. Again, you can see that's the narrow 10-degree beam. Great thing about this fixture, for just a simple traditional white floodlight, this is operating on 2 wires 0 to 10. So we got a really nice dimming curve down to about 5%. Great performance with twist and lock adjustable aiming, right? And again, with the modular system, any color temperature, multiple CRIs, all the beam angles, there is no real lead time for this fixture. We're stocking the core kits and the components here, ready to assemble and ship. Bam. And you can see this is a bright light, really punchy.
Absolutely. So again, expanding on taking these fixtures that we've introduced first with AMS in white light and bringing them over to color. We are also happy to introduce Flood One EO Color. And, you know, we wanted to show all these products to you at the most recent trade shows. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to do that. So we are showing them to you as best we can here, but we do look forward to showing them to you in person the next time we get a chance. Taking the Flood One EO concept and completing the series is Flood One EO Color. It will offer 3 quad color configurations, including the Spectrum 4, which provides better dedicated whites as well as a wider color palette. The quad color system, as you can tell from the photo, provides color mixing in a single die, which eliminates the striation and unwanted shadowing when mixing 2 or more colors together. And we've had this on products for a while. Our Dynadrum series in quad does this. And it just is a much better system for color mixing.
You guys can see it, just switch here real quick. I've got like the fixture doing a magenta tonality. I mean, this thing is right on the wall. I mean, you cannot see a red diode, blue diode, or any of that color variation. We are just mixing right on the chip, right on the source. You know, taking that technology that we've been offering with kind of like larger, higher performance fixtures that have a lot of technology, and narrowing them back into just a simple color changing floodlight, where we can do all the colors, you know, built into one. Make it go white, looks like it's a white light. You know, Christmas time, we can do holidays at the ready.
So Flood 1, the white version we talked about, had about 80 feet of throw in its narrow optic. This color version can get you about 60 feet of throw in a very compact package. All the same durability features that the standard Flood 1 EO has. This product is the successor to our very popular Dynaflood QA/QW fixture. And we expect it to make its mark by offering 25% more output than the Flood QA/QW, and it's going to come in at a lower price point. So we're really hitting 2 birds with 1 stone there. And we really wanted to come out with a fixture that could do justice to what we've already offered, because it has been a good fixture for us, and we want to make sure we got this one right. So not only will you get all those features, but it's going to have that AMS quick ship assembly option to it.
It's just a very simple, you know, easy to use floodlight. Not a lot of additional technology. It's RDM addressable and configurable. So we've stripped down, you know, like no wireless DMX, digital onboard menus. We've stripped those things out of this fixture. This is our basic, you know, color changing floodlight with that quick chip technology that is RDM addressable.
Yeah, and one note, it does have RDM still, so you can do the addressing via RDM and some of the fixture setup. So also relatively new to our product line is our PIA award-winning high ceiling downlight, Cylinder 1. Cylinder 1 offers a ton of specification flexibility with 4 color temperatures and 80 or 90 CRI, 4 quick change reflector options, and 4 different mounting options, pendant, surface, aircraft cable, or wall mount. You can see those in the images there. I'm going to kick it over to John. He'll show you the reflector assembly. Right?
As you can see, this is a reflector assembly. Part of the modular detail in this fixture, you can see there in the base, that's a single high-powered COB. That's the LED kit. So we're stocking the base housing here in LA. We're installing the color temperature LED of your choice. And then for optics, you know, to finish out the modular build, it's a twist and lock assembly to build it into the fixture and get our reflector optics.
Yeah, and so no matter what options you choose between that color, that reflector, or that mount, again, all of those can be pieced together and shipped out very quickly. It's all designed to be done very efficiently. Also, our units have ARIA wireless control built in directly to every unit. We do recommend, side note, you go check out our previous video on ARIA wireless system. That was the previous webinar we did. And so that gives you the flexibility to do some wireless control with it, particularly in commercial applications where it may be easier to just do it in a single building with wireless. And it also has incredibly smooth 0 to 100% dimming, which is done via DMX also.
Yeah, we just got a question come in. It is silent, so this is really designed for those high ceiling for performative style spaces. The native control format for the Cylinder 1 is DMX. You can see it, I got it on a very slow dimming cycle. The great thing about this, if you are using it in a multi-purpose or a theatrical environment where you're doing production, as well as, you know, just high-powered ceiling lights. So this is a 12,000 lumen light cannon, so it's very, very bright. It gives you all the performative foot candles you may need for any specific activity. But you also have that DMX dimming curve. So you have a very fine tune of control over the output of that LED. So you can run it cleanly at 5%, at 1%, at 75%. You really have good control over the light level. And if it needs to be a 0 to 10 format, and this is true for all of our white light DMX product, it's just a conversion format. So you take 0 to 10 in, it's our UDM device, our universal dimming module. It converts that 0 to 10 signal to DMX, and then you connect all of your DMX fixtures to that control line. So it's just a simple conversion protocol.
And to follow up a little bit on the question about the silent operation, we do have a lab test for cylinder 1, which has it reading at negative 22 dB. So it's essentially whisper quiet, whereas like a quiet library is 30 to 40 dB. This runs at 22. So it's basically non-existent in terms of sound. So that's cylinder 1, and we invite you to check out cylinder 1 on our website as well, because you can configure those options on the site and get a better feel for the fixture. So now we're going to move into some new fixtures we are launching this year that not only fall under the AMS banner, but do so in a bit more of a unique way. Earlier in the presentation, I mentioned how we have been designing fixtures with even less required assembly and more built-in user adjustable options. So one of those options we call color switch. So color switch is an onboard color temperature selection via a manual onboard switch. Clearly labeled and easily adjustable with a flick of a switch, you can select any of the fixed color temperatures on the fixture with no extra controls required. So you see a close-up there of the switch that we're using on the product we're about to show you. But it has all the color temperatures available, clearly labeled, and you can swap that here. Well, let's get into the fixture here, and then we'll talk about that. So the first product to use color switch is our upcoming Adapt Cove. Adapt Cove is an affordable white Cove with impressive specs. So up to 90 lumens per watt, 90 CRI standard, no matter the color temperature selected. Class leading 0 to 100% dimming via 0 to 10 volt, and you can link up to 100 feet in series. Of course, the showstopper here is that you can very easily and very quickly select any of the 4 colors directly on the unit. So 2400K, 2700K, 3000K, 3500K. So I'm going to kick it over to John, and he can show you how that's done.
There we go. So selectable color temperature, right? So with Adapt Cove, we're providing a 0 to 10 base, fully dimmable Cove fixture. And you can see that on my back wall here, it's not solitary confinement marked at Kvich, it's just a studio wall. And we can see that I'm able to shift the color. We're doing 35K, 3000 Kelvin, 27K, and 2400 Kelvin as standards on the fixture. Now these are technically field interchangeable. All you have to do is click the mechanical switch here, and then we are able to change the color temperature. You can see the dimming curve on this is very clean, all the way down to 1%. Oh, here they are, the diodes. So we've got a great dimming curve on this product with that field adjustability. So say for example, we have Cove lights and the color isn't just quite matching the downlights right or something like that. Instead of having to worry about that, you can click an option, make the Cove warmer or cooler to adjust to match any fixtures in a particular space.
Yeah, and we do have one question. Will the input wattage vary when different CCTs are selected? No. So the input wattage is 120, 240, or 277 volt, and that's consistent no matter the color temperature that you have selected.
And this is not control adjustable either. Actually, what I'm physically doing when you make an adjustment on the screw here, you're selecting the particular drive current. At each of the diode positions on this fixture, there's not a single LED, there's actually 4. So what we're doing is we're mechanically selecting the drive pass-through to be on a particular color temperature. So it's not tunable, it's not adjustable. It offers 4 fixed colors. kind of like a traditional Cove spec. But the great thing for Acclaim is we're able to manufacture this fixture in bulk because, you know, is the flavor of the year going to be 2,700K or 2,400K for hotels? Or are we going to need hospital codes or retail codes at 35K? You know, it's impossible to predict those things, but we're able to mass produce a single item, you know, in 1 foot and 4 foot linkable sticks. We have all those color temperatures available, and we'll be setting them for you before it ships out. And the other great thing about this is you get a live QC on these fixtures by our assembly team. So not only is Acclaim selecting color temperature to your spec, we're testing those fixtures right before we ship them out the door to make sure we have even dimming on that 0 to 10, to make sure all the color temperatures are uniform and we're getting uniform performance. So it's really an asset to us on multiple levels as far as options go, but also on a performance standpoint. Acclaim knows that any fixture that is built to spec is also tested to that spec prior to its shipping.
So yeah, Adapt Cove, we are planning to ship Adapt Cove in July and launch it officially in July. So it's nearly here, and we're really excited about offering this as a new option for our Cove series. So moving on to one other new product that we are introducing. This one's due out later this year, but it features 2 new technologies from Acclaim. So first, let me introduce you to what Spectrum 6 technology is. So Spectrum 6 takes our concept of better white light and color changing products to a new level. While our current Spectrum 4 products do an excellent job at providing good dedicated whites, it tops out at about 80 CRI with the RGBW chip. With Spectrum 6, we combine 6 separate colors in a single array to provide an unlimited number of whites from 1800 to 5800K at 90 CRI and 90 TM30. That's a minimum 90. It also does color changing. It uses a red, green, blue, amber, cyan, and lime together to offer those full spectrum light options. So essentially what you're getting here is really usable dedicated whites, full color mixing, and full dynamic white options. So the other technology that's used in this new fixture is called beam shift. So beam shift is an automated or manually controlled zoom system. It frees us up from swapping out filters or worrying about specifying the wrong beam angle because you can adjust it right there on site. The mechanical motor on the zoom system can be disabled in the fixture. So if you want to set it and forget it, that motor won't be running while the fixture is operational. You can either set a manual beam value on the fixture or do it remotely via DMX or RDM. So here's a quick example of what beam shift can do. So the fixture that is using these 2 new technologies, we call Unity. And we're thrilled to give you a first look at this fixture that incorporates both of them. Unity uses the Spectrum 6 engine to create a single, fully homogenized beam. That means no separate colors, not even separate LED diodes on the front of the fixture. You get that incredible palette of color, including 9 quick select dedicated whites at 90 CRI, full dynamic white operation, and full color mixing operation. The beam shift system gives you a range from 10 degrees to 40 degrees with just the push of a button, and ARIA wireless is built into every unit. Output in color changing is similar to our Dynadrum SO series, but when using dedicated whites, it's on par with our high output HO series. And ARIA wireless is standard on each unit. We are excited to launch Unity later this year. John has one there. He can give you a quick preview.
Here it is, guys. It's big, it's heavy, it's outdoor rated, but it's cool. So these are the 6 individual colors. We've got a red, green, blue, amber, cyan, and lime. Now this is really slick. This is the variable white format. So I'm going to try to shine it against the wall here where I go through the different color zones. So we start with a 24K, and as you move through the DMX value, you get the 90 CRI whites. What's the range on these, Michael? Is it 24?
It's 1800 to 6000.
1800 up through the spectrum range to 6K. And then the zoom feature, you can see it live here. So we can go to a super narrow beam. And then you have the full adjustable range that's programmable. Unity.
So that's Unity.
Yeah,
And
it's really modular, but everything is built into one. So we can make any color, any white, any beam angle, and it's all done through DMX control.
we have a question about the dimensions on Unity. We can send you a prelim spec sheet. Just talk to your local Acclaim rep. We can get you that information.
There it is for scale.
It's large, but that's primarily because of the zoom assembly. So the zoom assembly needs that width to go from the 10 to 40 degree.
Approximately here to here. This is zoom assembly inside the unit.
And we also have a question. It will be UL and CE listed. Most of our products are. Actually, all of our products are. And so we're really excited to bring Spectrum 6 technology to the market. We think this is going to be a game changer in terms of what kind of flexibility you can have with a multicolor engine. Definitely in terms of the whites, because I think what we find when we do our research is that you know, most of the time people are wanting to use the fixture as a dedicated white light, particularly in areas where they're sensitive to color. So they can do those holiday programs, but get these dedicated whites better than they ever have before. Again, we're talking 9 different dedicated whites with a selectable DMX channel, and that's 90 CRI, 90 TM30 as a minimum. So it's really high quality white, high power white, the same as our HO drum. And yeah, this is Unity, and it'll be out later this year, and we look forward to showing it to you. So that wraps up our AMS presentation. Let me kick this back on here. If you have additional questions, John and I will stick around to answer as many as we can, but it doesn't look like we have very many. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you all stay safe and healthy out there. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Been great to see you all.
Just looking over the questions here.
Mikey.
I think we're okay.
Some years.
Do we have a sales rep in Mexico? Yes. Please contact our Los Angeles office here. If you shoot us an email at info@acclaimlighting.com, we can get you that information.
Oh, and also all of these fixtures that we're showing, as far as like specifications, these are global products. So, I mean, a lot of international standards are 240 volt. Domestically, we're looking at a lot of 120 or 277. All of these options are specifiable. Many of the fixtures are universal line voltage. Our cut sheets have a clear delineation. I think the one thing we've shown today that's not universal is the adapt Cove, the selectable color temperature Cove. I believe that's the only fixture that we've shown today that requires a specified voltage of 120, 240, or 277.
We have a question on, are we able to quickly customize the beam angle to comply with a consultant spec? So I think the answer to that is we try and cover as many bases as we can with the AMS system. This is why we're offering, say, 12 beam angles. If you find something that you need to customize, please definitely get in touch with us. We are absolutely open to customization of fixtures. Obviously, there may be some considerations there in terms of development costs or things like that, but we are always open to seeing what can work for your project if it's not quite what we currently offer.
Just the new fixture names. So things that are brand new, what we'd be showing to you guys when we were at Light Fair this month. So the new products are going to be the Flood 1 EO and Flood 1 Color. Linear 1 DMX, quick selectable linear color, and then the new Unity flood fixture, as well as the Adapt Cove. So those are brand new products. Preliminary data sheets for all of them are available. And they're going to be going live as product launches, you know, throughout the course of 2020. Michael's got that schedule. I'm always trying to jump in the gun. I would say we have them tomorrow. So
most of them are summer, and then Unity is probably closer. It's end of the year, quarter four, something like that. So let's see, the wall mounted.
Oh, there's a good angle on the Zoom, guys.
So we have a question. Could you use the wall mounted cylinder for indirect lighting applications? Yes, I think that would work. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. The fixture does have to be mounted in the vertical manner, but if you use it in an indirect application, it should be fine. We have a spec sheet for the luminaire that John has in his hands. Yes, we will. We do have a prelim spec sheet on Unity, and so we will get that to you. You can shoot us an email again at info@acclaimlighting.com, or you can call your local rep, and they can get you that information.
All right.
Okay, go ahead, John.
I'm just having fun playing with the Zoom.
Okay, sorry. So Oscar, you had asked previously about the sales rep in Mexico. That rep is Rimmer Lighting, so you can contact Rimmer Lighting for Mexico. Anything else before we take off? All right. Well, thank you everyone again, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Stay safe.